Hey, it's Mark Rodriguez here.
And Paige.
And you're watching the Review Sanctum, where everything and anything may be reviewed. And this time we're going to be reviewing an actual TV series. It's called The Batman. It's basically, I guess, the second most popular, most modern day cartoon after the famous Batman the Animated Series ended. We got The Batman. It came out in 2004. And let me just give you a real quick synopsis, I guess. It had 5 seasons. The first season was basically like Batman was young. It's like his first year of being Batman. I guess the first year nothing happened. But once that year was up, he started running against like the Joker, the Penguin, Catwoman. They showed like how they first met in all these episodes. That's how the first season was about. And the police officer, I guess his name was Chief Rojas, was against Batman. And this detective girl named Ellen Yin and Bennett were supposed to go after him and everything. At the end of the first season, Bennett becomes Clayface thanks to the Joker. We kind of end it there. The second season is kind of more the same, but now Batman has more experience. He knows the bad guys now. And at the last episode, Commissioner Gordon appears. The third season has Batgirl in it now. Brand new theme song and everything. Commissioner Gordon's there, and the other cops are not. I don't know, whatever. The fourth season introduces Robin, and then the fifth season introduces like the other DC comic book characters, like the Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, and Superman. So, yeah, we've seen most of the episodes here, and we're going to just give our quick little thoughts here and there. What do you think of the series so far?
It's at first it's like, this is stupid. Like, the characters were super weirdly designed. I thought it was weird, but then started watching into it and watching it more and more. I'm like, oh, it's not bad. We'll do character by character later, but it isn't bad at all. And I was like curious about some episodes that did go deep and serious, and some, especially some in the Joker thing, they kept some of his original quotes, like, I don't know, and they kept his origin story, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of show glimpses of.
Yeah, they did, because he was going to put one of the episodes, he had a little partner, a little Robin of his own, a little Joker, and because he wasn't so serious like Joker, like killing someone, that he was going to throw him into the bath, and he was like, this is my origin story, this is going to be your origin story. You need an origin story, so it might as well be mine since you're supposed to be a little Joker. Something like that. So yeah, they did incorporate some of the actual things from comic books, but character designs, we'll get to the characters later after his opinion.
Well, the show, I just watched it as a show. I know that when it first came out back then, lots of people hated it because, well, I mean, everyone just loves Batman the Animated Series. They were so upset that there is like a new Batman now. It's different. In the Justice League cartoons, they were not allowed to use any other Batman characters except for Batman himself because they're all going to be in this brand new cartoon. And yeah, so it was kind of weird how they did that. Everything is more action-packed, I noticed, because, well, you know, not all the Batman bad guys are fighters. They're more like schemers, and it's more like, you know, trying to solve their evil plots, and then maybe Batman punches them once and that's it. And here, Joker's like martial arts fighting, the Penguin's doing martial arts backflips, he has these weird robot girl things that do martial arts for him. Like almost everyone is like a martial artist all of a sudden, a lot more fighting action. Like Paige said, some of the designs are kind of weird. People didn't like them at first. They didn't like Hyena Joker with the big old green dreadlocks being barefoot.
Whoa. We're going to get character designs.
We'll get there. And
stop being feisty.
On other things, they had Batgirl first because they couldn't use Robin until whenever Teen Titans ended. Then when Teen Titans ended, then they put Robin in there. It's kind of weird. But basically, I still like the show. I accept the show as a different thing. You know, back then, all we knew was Batman the Animated Series. It's like, how dare this new show come out or whatever. But now we've had other Batman cartoons like The Brave and the Bold and Beware the Batman. I just accept this as another version of Batman. Yep, shiny. I just accept this as another version of Batman, and I still liked it. I liked the action, the storylines.
What got you into wanting to watch this?
I just saw it was on like Netflix all of a sudden. It's like Netflix. Ooh, I never seen like the whole show. So, because I've seen some episodes of the old ones, but I've never seen the ones that had Batgirl and Robin in them. So I was curious. And I was also curious, like, hey, is Harley in it? Did she ever appear in this cartoon? And yeah, I'm surprised she did appear, considering the fact that she was originally created for Batman the Animated Series. somehow she became such a big character. She appeared in this one too. But yeah, I like the series. It's new. It's fresh. If you guys haven't seen it yet, check it out now. I do recommend checking it out. Just keep an open mind. There's different versions of Batman. This is still a pretty cool version.
Yeah. So characters.
Okay.
Batman in general. What do you think of him?
Batman. Yeah, he did a good job. Like I said, in the beginning of the series, he was barely kind of like starting out. And he was getting beat up a lot because he was still learning and all that stuff. It was interesting because, like in the animated series, if you compare like the Joker and Penguin and yeah, like those two, like they already knew each other in the series, so we never got to see like the first time they met. Like they did do like Catwoman and all them, but in this one we get to see how he first met the Penguin, how he first met the Joker. It's kind of different, and yeah, like his attitude. Like the first 2 seasons, Alfred was trying to make him be more social and go out. So we got to see, I guess, Bruce Wayne hanging out with girls and stuff before, Batman time. But yeah, he did a good role, a good voice and everything too.
The eyes,
Mm-hmm.
especially Batgirl's eyes. Ugh. Like the white is like huge. It's like
Almost
weird.
like Spider-Man eyes. Almost
Yeah.
like big.
Okay. Joker, Hyena Joker. Don't like his design. And his voice, like sometimes he'll talk like the Joker, like Mark Hamill's Joker, and then suddenly it turns like it is the I recognize his voice. It's the guy who plays Shredder, so it would start going into like different.
Yeah, so sometimes like the voice will sound kind of like Mark Hamill, but then it'll sound like dangerous, deep black man voice. It's weird.
So it'd be Joker, then like that guy's normal voice. I don't know.
Yeah. Joker, I got kind of used to it, I guess.
Yeah. Got used to it, but
he's just so weird. But the one thing that they do a lot here that they didn't do in the other cartoons, they showed a lot of emphasis on the laughing gas. I think in the anime series it only appeared maybe a couple of times, but here it appeared a lot, and you see the people, I guess, I don't know, dying or knocked out with the gross big grins and stuff. So they really showed that a lot in this version compared to like other versions of the Joker. But yeah, he's violent and stuff, and like Paige said, whenever he was trying to drive the Officer Bennett crazy, he was saying all it takes is just one bad day. So he was still using some comic book phrases and stuff like that.
Catwoman. Ugh, it's more like Batwoman. Jeez, her ears, the cat ears were like huge. I guess some cat breed does have huge ears, but it looked like bat ears to me. Her design was weird, but she's, I guess, okay. Good. She's mostly after the cat stuff, obviously for her Catwoman cat stuff, but usually her normal self, she doesn't even care about what she steals. She takes anything, but this one, she's always so specific about cat items, cat statues, cat eye jewels. Everything has to have like the word cat in front of it. But she wasn't bad. The voice wasn't bad.
Yeah,
her costume was a bat.
Yeah, well, that was a cool character. They still play the famous role. She steals things. She's on Batman's side, I guess. Like they kind of help each other out. They kind of team up sometimes. There was one episode where some guy wanted to steal like super rare tigers or something. Tigers, I forgot what kind
Tiger
of.
eyes.
Yeah. Well, no, the actual animals, and they were gonna sell them to some island, and they were gonna be endangered or something.
I didn't see that episode.
Yeah. So that episode did show her caring. So she cares about animals too, but most of the time
Well, it's a cat. She probably wouldn't care if it's dogs.
Yeah.
Okay, Penguin. Penguin has the old Tim Burton version with the penguin.
Yeah, the flippers.
Yeah, the flippers. The Star Trek.
Yeah. But yeah, based on Batman Returns.
And now even though he's like overweight, he still knows kung fu. He uses his, like in the Tim Burton movie, he uses his umbrella as a weapon and as a umbrella copter, and it's like that version. And then he could do martial arts. That Chunkermonker can do martial arts.
Yeah, and well, in this version, he kind of has like...
And minions beside him.
Yeah, he has personal history with Alfred. Something about like the Pennyworth family and the Cobblebots family not getting along. So like he's kind of like Alfred's enemy too, as well as Batman's enemy. So it's kind of dangerous because he targets Alfred a lot and Bruce Wayne, of course, without knowing that he's Batman. And yeah, he got these two girls, just call them the twins, I think, and they're like weird.
How do you know they're girls?
I don't know. They're weird
It's
robot
pink,
girls.
but men can wear pink too.
Well, whatever they are, they're martial artists and they're
make you wear
weird.
pink
And
now.
of course, Penguin also has birds, and he steals everything related to birds and all that. So, yeah, interesting version of him. He's like, as another thing, the Penguin always acts classy, except for the movie, but he always acts classy. In this one, he's just, I don't know, it's just a random slob or something. I don't know. Any other characters that stand out?
Those are his infamous one. Oh, Freeze.
Mr. Freeze. Yeah.
His girly twinkle.
Yeah.
That sounds like from Frozen. Like they took a sound from Frozen and used that. Obviously, Frozen was made later, but like whenever I first heard the freaking Mr. Freeze's little handgun thing, I thought, wow, that's so girly.
Yeah.
For a man.
Yeah, it makes like a little twinkle, sparkly sound seconds before the actual ice comes out. In this version, he's based more on the original comics, because if you remember, in the original comics, he was just a bad guy who was just a thief stealing stuff. The anime series cartoon made him more sympathetic with the famous, he has to save his wife, he's a kind of good guy, he's doing all this stuff to save his wife and all that. In the original comic books before that, he was a crook. So here, he's back to being a crook. But now he's also like he doesn't need the gun anymore. He can just freeze out of his bare hands. So that's kind of like different. You know, he's like stronger and more, you know, like he has no sympathetic traits in this version. He's just flat out evil and a crook and out to kill Batman. So interesting version. That's interesting, taking away his most trademark weapon and making him just like shoot like without it, you know.
And the last one would be Poison Ivy. Oh, Harley and Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy is a kid pretty much in this version, and she can control plants.
Mm-hmm.
Harley Quinn, she's not really a doctor. She got like a doctor degree offline, so she's not exactly like how she is in real life or comics.
Mm-hmm.
No, she's actually has a degree, but she's not really a therapist because she has a TV show, but then again she lost the TV show. Then she met Joker and went nuts.
Basically, yeah. And the funny part I like about the episode is that it was all about talk shows and junk. I guess the person responsible for her getting fired is kind of based on Dr. Phil, and the voice kind of sounds like Dr. Phil. I don't know if it was Dr. Phil or not, just an imitator. So
how everybody can freaking imitate.
So
Dr.
Harley like targeted him, and it was just funny how like he was the focus of the episode, you know, in that sense. Oh, and another thing, for one I know that's not imitating, the Riddler is voiced by Robert Englund, who is Freddy Krueger. I can't notice, but he has a specific like Marilyn Manson design. I heard rumors that Marilyn Manson was supposed to do the voice, but for whatever reason he didn't, so they got Freddy Krueger to do it instead. But yeah, it's an interesting way they made the Riddler in this version.
And then for one episode, you actually feel sympathetic for him because his backstory from how he went insane was he was building this, this thing that can give you knowledge from a book in like instant. And it went crazy when they demonstrated it, and he thought it was the big guy, the one that was paying for it or something. He thought he was sabotaging it for like the longest time ever. He thought it was that, till Batman's like, what if it was her? And he goes and finds her and ties her up, and they eventually revealed that she was the one that actually sabotaged, and he was gullible, and she just didn't care about him, and she thought he would ruin it, and he cared for her.
Yeah, it was like some female assistant that they were working together, and
he thought she liked him for his riddles and jokes and in general, and like whenever he was beaten up by Batman, at the end you see a zoom up on his face, you see a little tear coming out of his eye because he now realizes it was her instead of the guy, and she betrayed him and his love.
Yeah. And now, like, for the Sidekicks characters, if you want real quickly, Batgirl and Robin.
Batgirl's eyes, it's huge.
Yeah, I know, Spider-Man eyes. Batgirl's very young in this version. She actually started out, like, friends with Poison Ivy. Well, like, their normal selves before stuff happened, you know, before Pamela Isley turned into Poison Ivy, and I guess Barbara Gordon was encouraged to be Batgirl. The thing I like about this version, I guess it's different, is that she's not like an official psychic at first. She's just randomly tagging along. Batman keeps trying to shoo her away or get her out of danger, but she would still come in. And in some episodes, she would still prove herself, but it's still like she's not an official sidekick, you know. And then when Robin came on, they basically copied the same comic book tragic backstory with the family dying and with Anthony Zuko being responsible and, you know, Bruce Wayne seeing like that same tragedy happen to him when he was a kid and all that stuff. So he did take in Robin and did officially train him. So after Batgirl kind of complained like, so he's officially trained and whatever, like he finally took her in and, you know, now she became an official part of it with the Batcave and her own, you know, motorcycle and everything. But I don't know, it's kind of weird. I'm not used to Batgirl being that young, like super, like teenagery or whatever. It's like it's weird. And
she even at one point in the series actually went to college.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's pretty much it.
Any thoughts on them, on Batgirl and Robin?
Well, Robin was pretty cool. I liked him. Batgirl, he was not bad either. And they had their like goofy moments where they're still fighting crime as Batgirl and Robin, and they still had their goofy moments like or they like compete against each other. But it's nice. Like I don't know. It's cool.
Yeah.
Their banter, and I love how Robin in one episode he called himself in a game, a fighting game, he called himself Nightwing.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool little reference, and he's like, oh, that's what I call him, that's my gamer tag, Nightwing.
Yeah. And then one funny thing was there's an episode that kind of takes place a bit in the future that shows him as Nightwing, but also shows Batgirl as Oracle. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah. So I guess that basically wraps up the thing.
That twinkling Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze, yeah. So I guess that kind of wraps up our review. Any final thoughts on the series?
Nope. That's just it.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
Yeah, try it. Give it a shot. I do understand back in the day there was a lot of negativity against it because, you know, how dare they cancel our beloved Batman the Animated Series for this crappy show or whatever. But now looking back, it's a good show. Lots of good character moments. It's very interesting combination with the characters. Oh, one episode I do want to mention was a famous episode where the Joker wanted to be Batman, so he basically dressed up as Batman and did all kinds of stupid things, like attacking people with the laughing gas for the stupidest crimes. Whenever Batman tried to stop him, he would infect him with a new laughing gas that would make Batman laugh and, you know, go crazy.
Be the Joker. So that'd be Joker Batman's Joker.
Yeah. And that was probably one of the best episodes too. But yeah, so it's an interesting show. It's worth checking out. It's pretty cool. You'll probably like how all the villains are different. Because, I mean, honestly, all these things like the Arkham games and the movies, like, there's always some different version of everything now with Batman. So you can't really complain as much now as it was like back then in 2004. So
Harley's always different.
Yeah. So, bottom line, check it out. It's on Netflix now. I'm not sure if they released the whole season set or not on DVD. I know some are out, but I don't know if it's the whole season. But, and yeah, basically check it out. I guess if there's any quick comments on the Justice League people, not really much to say, except I guess Superman got depowered real quickly, so he's not so cheesy. They had a lot of kryptonite handy, you know, to keep him controlled. It's weird that Wonder Woman was not in it, though. They had Martian Manhunter, Green Lantern, Green Arrow, The Flash, and Superman, but not Wonder Woman, though. That was kind of interesting. But yeah, so bottom line, that's the show. Check it out. It's on Netflix. Some of it's on DVD. I know there's a movie out that's called Batman vs. Dracula. If you ever see it, we'll probably review that. Yeah, there's one called Batman vs. Dracula that's based on this cartoon series. So, yeah, I didn't want to cover it now. I saw it before. I know Paige hasn't, but whenever we see it or something, we'll review that independently because that probably deserves its own separate review. This has already gone long enough. Yes. So, as usual, this is Mark Rodriguez here.
Paige Quinn.
Yep. And this has been the Review Sanctum, where everything and anything may be reviewed. See you next time.